and more proof that he is losing it by the day. This is a playbook that the MAGA supporters seem to do on a daily basis. It doesn't matter whether you're the president of the United States. It doesn't matter whether you're a MAGA supporter that happens to be in Congress or a senator, or whether you're at the water cooler and you wear that MAGA hat proud. Most people, in my opinion, that support Donald Trump attack brown people before anybody else. I have people that I used to call friends in Las Vegas. And when we see a horrific tragedy, could be a drunk driver, anytime it's an undocumented immigrant or somebody that is brown, this person goes on Facebook and they talk about how horrible the crime is, which, by the way, don't disagree. Any person, innocent person who loses their life at the hands of somebody behind the wheel that's drunk, it's horrible. But this person is very selective in doing so. For example, this MAGA supporter, who I don't really talk to anymore, after January 6th, complete silence. Whenever a white supremacist or a Trump supporter commits a horrible act, complete silence. But when an undocumented immigrant commits a crime, they are the first person to post on social media, because that's who these people are. They're called bigots. Because if you are a brown person, they want you out of the country. Listen to Donald Trump, who simply just disagrees with Ilhan Omar. By the way, I don't like Ilhan Omar either. I never have. I don't like her. I do believe she is anti-Semitic. I believe she is more than just anti-Israeli government. I believe she is anti-innocent Israelis. Now, I believe that, and I can go by some of the statements that she has made in the past. I'm not an Ilhan Omar fan, but never once would I ever say, get out of our country. Maybe I would say, get out of Congress. But if you want to stay in the United States of America, you're more than happy to keep you here. Not Donald Trump. Not if you're a MAGA supporter. Not if you're a middle-aged white doofus bigot that supports Donald Trump. Why? Here's Donald Trump in his own words attacking Ilhan Omar because he disagrees with her. She should get the hell out of the country.
And we frankly don't need their people coming into our country telling us what to do.
When you talk about
and I'm talking about like Somalia, where you have a congressman goes around telling everybody about our Constitution, and yet she supposedly came into our country by marrying her brother. Well, if that's true, she shouldn't be a congressman, and we should throw her the hell out of our country.
Go. By the way, has that been proven? Of course not. Why don't we deport Melania Trump and your son? By the way, not just Barron. I think we should deport Donnie Jr. and Eric, also known as Uday and Kusei. Why don't we deport members of your family, since we disagree with you? That is a playbook from Donald Trump and his administration. If you're brown in this country, they want you to get the hell out. Hence, not make America great again, make America white again. Donald Trump was speaking on Air Force One yesterday. And today, I just want to be clear. While many people are struggling to put food on the table for Thanksgiving, and this Ukraine-Russia deal is never going to work, what is Donald Trump doing today, as he's done 84 times this year? He's playing golf at one of his golf courses on taxpayer dollar. So a reporter asked him yesterday about the possibility that they plan to extend subsidies so those can continue to afford their health care. Keep in mind, if these subsidies are not extended, millions of Americans are not going to be able to afford the health care that they need. Listen to Donald Trump days before Thanksgiving talk about how he's probably not going to do that.
I mean, I like my plan the best. Don't give any money to the insurance companies. Give it to the people directly. Let them go out and buy their own health care plan. And we're looking at that. If that can work, we're looking at that. That's sort of take it off. That's what I like. Don't give the money to the insurance companies. They go out and buy their own plan. You give the money to the people. I like it the best.
Are you planning to extend those subsidies?
I'd rather not. Somebody said I want to extend them for 2 years. I don't want to extend them for 2 years. I'd rather not extend them at all.
Will you do it?
And maybe some kind of an extension may be necessary to get something else done, because the Unaffordable Care Act has been a disaster. It's a disaster. And I said it was when it first got put in. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of Republican votes, and the Democrats voted for it. It's a Democrat plan. And the premiums are going up, and it's the Democrats' fault. But, you know, they are negotiating with me. It's very interesting. They want to see something happen.
Who are you talking to on the Democrats'
I can't tell you
side?
who, but we have Democrats want this plan to happen. They would love to see the money go to the people and the people go out and get their own health care. And there would be nothing like it.
Right. There you go again, complaining about Obama and complaining about his health care that he put in place, which is, for lack of a better term, called Obamacare, but there is still no replacement plan. And right before Thanksgiving, Leonard, health care for 20 million Americans doesn't seem to be a top priority for the president of the United States while he's on his way to his resort playing golf.
He wants to send people a $2,000 check. And I'll just send them, you have to send $2,000 a month to every single person. That's what it would come down to. And keep in mind, prior to Obamacare, 22 million people could not afford. This was really directed at the lower income people. This was directed at minorities in bad neighborhoods who couldn't afford it. This was a subsidy from the government to make sure that everyone had medical coverage. And the reason they did it was because the hospitals and the medical field was taking a beating because people with no insurance, they still break their arm. They still break their legs. They still have heart attacks. They still have to go to the emergency room. They have to use medical resources. And that it was almost like car insurance where you wanted to force everybody to pay so everyone would have coverage. And now they don't want to do the subsidies anymore because it's unpopular. Why is it unpopular with Republicans? Why are Republicans pushing back? Trump did say, it was reported in the news, I think the New York Post, that he did say he wanted to extend, or an idea was to extend the subsidies for 2 more years with a couple of restrictions. And it was the Republicans that pushed back, not the Democrats.
Yeah, that's really saving lives, isn't it, Mr. President? 20 million people losing their health care benefits so that when they're sick, they can't afford the health care that they deserve, or millions of Americans in this country that are losing their food stamps because of you, because you decided to give the biggest tax breaks to the top 1% in this country, upwards of $100 billion. $100 billion. Then the topic of discussion goes to Donald Trump. Now, we know how badly Donald Trump wanted that Nobel Peace Prize, the same real Nobel Peace Prize that Barack Obama received. So instead, a made-up fake medal award was given to Donald Trump today. And he knew that he was getting the award because it's the only reason why he was at the event earlier today. And then Caitlin Collins from CNN knew it, asks him about it, and he kind of plays dumb. And then his excuse, because she's asked, can this prize maybe conflict with your pledge to strike Venezuela? And then Trump says, I settled 100 wars. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Listen to this.
1 billion eyeballs. Today's numbers are very, very big.
You're expected to get the FIFA Peace Prize, Mr. President. What would you say to people who say that prize might conflict with your pledge to strike Venezuela?
Well, I think the Peace Prize, I settled 8 wars. I don't know that I'm getting it. I haven't been officially noticed. I've been hearing about a Peace Prize, and I'm here to represent our country in a different sense. But I can tell you I did settle 8 wars, and we have a 9th coming, which nobody's ever done before. But I want to really save lives. I don't need prizes. I need to save lives, and we're saving a lot of lives. I've saved millions and millions of lives, and that's really what I want to do. And I also want to run a great country. And the United States right now is the hottest country anywhere in the world. And 1 year ago it was dead. We had a dead country, and now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Yeah, right. You're saving lives, you obese orange turd slob, you. You saved so many lives when you held campaign rallies in front of upwards of 100,000 people during the heart of COVID when we were losing thousands of people a day from COVID, and you made people sign off on waivers basically saying, if I die from COVID, you can't sue us. Boy, that was a great job saving lives. Wasn't it, Mr. President, when you reached a deal with the Taliban, releasing 5,000 Taliban terrorists, but idiots like you still want to say, well, what about that Afghan withdrawal with Joe Biden? When you released 5,000 Taliban terrorists, that really saved lives. Didn't it save lives when you pardoned 1,500 white supremacist morons that support you, half of whom were violent criminals that day, and you pardoned all of them, and some of those people are now committing crimes, including sodomizing a child. One guy is back in jail. Boy, you're really saving people by doing that. Aren't you, Mr. President? You're saving lives when you signed an executive order on day one, going back to your rendition of what insulin should have been capped at. Joe Biden changed Plan B and Plan D on most of people's healthcare coverage, so millions of Americans had access to their insulin being capped at $35. But then you signed an executive order on day one where millions of those Americans don't have that same access. Boy, that's really saving lives, isn't it? People losing their jobs, people losing their Medicaid coverage. Upwards of 20 million people are going to lose their medical coverage because of your big boner bill. Yeah, that's really saving lives, isn't it, Mr. President? 20 million people losing their health care benefits so that when they're sick, they can't afford the health care that they deserve, or millions of Americans in this country that are losing their food stamps because of you, because you decided to give the biggest tax breaks to the top 1% in this country, upwards of $100 billion. $100 billion. And you have the gall to say you deserve this made-up fake medal award for saving lives, you scumbag. This is the audio and video of Donald Trump accepting this fake medal award. Listen to this.
Mr. President, and you definitely deserve the first FIFA Peace Prize for your action, for what you have obtained in your way, but you obtained it in an incredible way, and you can always count, Mr. President, on my support, on the support of the entire football community or soccer community to help you make peace and make the world prosper all over the world. Thank you very much, Mr. President. The floor is all yours. Thank you.
How pathetic. How pathetic. You know, he couldn't put that gold medal around his neck fast enough. Congratulations, Mr. President, on your participation award, because that's really what this is. And make no mistake about it, this is really the equivalent of a paper plate participation award. That's exactly what this is. And I think Ron Filipkowski said it best on social media today. I want to read what he said. He said, "This brings me back to my days as a T-ball coach. I'm at the end of a season pizza party when it's time to hand out participation trophies." Really funny and actually true. Let's make no mistake about it. FIFA made up a Peace Prize just for the orange turd. This is the kind of ridiculous behavior and the kind of ridiculous stuff that dictators are doing. That's why I call him a wannabe dictator. Other than the fact that he admires people like Viktor Orban. He admires people like Vladimir Putin. He admires people like Kim Jong-un. It's sick and it's disgusting. If you want to give him an award, give him an award for the most lies in a lifetime. Give him an award for being a bigot, the bigot of the year. Give him an award for being obese. Give him an award for that, right?